this is Allie. Thank you so much for listening to the Hudson Show podcast in 2024. We hope you enjoy these highlights.
I'm interested to find out your thoughts on this. You ever have somebody in your life that's hard to figure out what to buy them for a gift, especially like, Father's Day coming up, stuff like that? I may have a solution, but I want to see what you think. I have a friend who he was trying to buy a gift for somebody. He's like, I don't really know what to get him, but I know he's a big sports fan. He's a big Niners fan. And so the gift that he got was a futures ticket on the Niners, the San Francisco 49ers. Futures ticket, what that means is like he put a bet in on the 49ers to win the Super Bowl and gave that ticket to a friend of his. If that ticket wins, then the friend gets to keep the winnings. Is that a good gift for somebody? Like you're a big sports fan. What could I possibly get them that they don't have? They've got all the stuff they need. Maybe give them a chance to win some money and cheer and a little extra skin in the game for their favorite team. I don't know. 8772 RadioU. I'll tell you the closest thing that I've experienced to this is when my grandma used to put the scratch offs in my birthday card. Which I always was excited about. 8772 RadioU. Let me know your thoughts. Sports futures tickets as gifts. Nikki is once again back, rearing her head on the show. Hello, Nikki.
We could have introduced a little better. I don't rear.
Anyone can rear.
I don't know, Hudson. I don't know.
I always love when you rear your head on the show.
Okay, fine.
Nikki, the reason I woke you up for this is I wanted to know, do you and Eric ever get into any disagreements about your cars? Do you guys share cars?
We don't, but I don't like when Eric drives my car. I don't. And he had a battery issue because, when you move to Florida, your batteries last like half the life because of the heat and stuff. Uh-huh. So he has 2 batteries in his truck that went bad that they just changed out. So he had to drive my car. I have a Jeep. Because his wouldn't start, basic little things. And it would drive me bonkers because if you have a Jeep, there's profiles that you can. And so he would put it on his profile. The seats would change. The stereo stuff is all changed. Like it would just drive me crazy. And I'd see his little icon. I was like, why can't you just change it back? It's my car.
That's what I thought the beauty of the profiles would be, is that you're just number 1 and he's number 2. And then you just press the 1 when you get in. What's the big deal?
I shouldn't have to press the 1. He should, when he's done driving, press my number back.
It is your car.
So it goes back to my profile when I start the car, because he puts his chair, like he's taller, so he puts his chair way back, and I just get in and I'm just like, what am I doing? And then you got to put your seat back. Well, so outside of that, no, not too much.
I want to let you know, Nikki, I'm looking at the reason I brought this up is because of this survey that asked like couples if they like what they argue about when it comes to their car. And that's like all the top stuff, where the seats are, the mirrors, and whatever. Because especially if you don't have a car with the profiles and you have 2 different people driving, they can get moved all around in all kinds of different configurations that aren't the way you personally want it. And so that's basically the top annoyance that couples have with each other. For me, that's not the case though. Me and Angela are very similar heights, so we don't really have that issue. However, and I might get in trouble for saying this, we fight about something else.
Say it. What is it?
She hears this, is that we have different philosophies when it comes to taking garbage from our car and throwing it in the garbage. And my philosophy is to do that, and hers isn't. So
she has a different approach on that. I understand.
But I mean, hey, you know what? I can't knock her because her method works. Her method is to just leave it until I take it to the garbage, which
it does
works pretty well. Eventually I do it. Usually like after one ride, I take it inside. So in fact,
Does she bring a lot of cups and stuff, or is it not too bad?
Oh, actually, you know what? That's worse. So there's one thing if it's like a cup from McDonald's, and then when I get to work in the morning after she drove the car the previous day, I can just bring it in. The RadioU garbage is filled with McDonald's cups from her, but
yeah, those aren't yours.
Yes, for anybody wondering. But what's worse is when she brings a like reuse, like one of our cups from inside, and then leaves it in the car because I can't just throw that away. I have to remember to bring it in when I get home and then wash it. So that's a whole different issue. So this is.
I feel like everybody can text in at 8772 RadioU because do you hear Hudson, like it bothers him and it's coming out? So he's going to feel better. But what else is there that your special someone, if they share your car, annoys you? Not about like outside driving, like do they brake too much or do this or that? But what's in the inside part that really bothers?
Yeah, well, and it's good to get this out because Nikki, you know this too. Once you've been with somebody long enough, you know that there's some things that just aren't worth. It's not worth me talking about to her leaving her garbage in the car anymore.
But
it's
on
not
the
worth
show it is.
Yes, it is. I still need to get it out to somebody sometime. And so,
you feel better. This wasn't about me at all. This was really you.
If you've ever done any kind of writing recently, you probably know ChatGPT can be a very, very valuable resource. Unless you've been trying to do any comedy writing, then do absolutely not ask ChatGPT to help. It will not come up with anything halfway funny, which is why I hate this new study that has come out that has found that apparently ChatGPT is funnier than the average person. Researchers recently had ChatGPT prompts compared against non-professional comedians, so these are just average people like you and me, to come up with the best ad-lib style responses to prompts, similar to like the game Quiplash, if you've ever played that. And the humans that were rating the responses, not knowing which one was ChatGPT and which ones were written by humans, found that ChatGPT was actually funnier. ChatGPT had a better rating, which is absolutely ridiculous. Let me tell you some of the great lines that ChatGPT was responsible for that helped it win this competition. Some of the jokes it came up with: why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they literally make up everything. Or, why did the Scarecrow become a successful neurosurgeon? Because he was outstanding in his field. And finally, when ChatGPT was asked to offer up its funniest joke, it says, why don't skeletons fight each other? They don't have the guts. Not only are these not funny to normal adults, maybe if you're 4 years old, they might, get a few chuckles. These are also jokes that were already written by humans. It's just stealing jokes. I hate it. I hate it so much. It just shows, I guess we all have a bad sense of humor, maybe. What a special treat today. First of all, the studio a little more crowded than normal, because not only am I here, not only is NayNay here, because it's time for a food fight, but Moneybags, Chris, is in the studio as well. Chris, our engineer, and today you're a coffee engineer as well.
Oh, yes. Good morning. Good morning, fine radio folks. Driving in, you're probably already got your coffee next to your dash as you're driving, but be careful. It's hot.
Yeah. Caution. Coffee may be hot. This coffee is definitely hot. What we have today is from our very own artist, Gable Price and Friends. They have their own blend of coffee. And so we ordered it here to try on the show. And so I have the Gable Price and Friends Jungle in the City blend from Feast Coffee. And Chris was kind enough to go ahead and make a pour-over version of this coffee. Chris, first of all, I know, of course, the benefits of pour-over, but for people like NayNay, for example, why is pour-over better than doing it any other way?
It just brings out the flavors a lot better, and you get a good temperature. You're able to be very exact in what you're setting up everything as. You're able to get a good grind. You're able to get a perfect 200 degrees, allow things to just roast and brew right there, and just watch it
percolate.
Bubble.
Yeah.
Oh.
I did
watch that beautiful bloom.
Yep, NayNay, you missed it.
You don't get that with with the little drip or the pods. They're convenient, but it doesn't taste as good.
Doesn't taste as good, and it's not as fun either.
No, it's not as fun. Yeah.
So we have the Gable Price and Friends Jungle in the City coffee prepared pour over style. NayNay, you're going to drink it black like a real man?
I have been silent this entire food fight in protest because I don't drink coffee, I don't drink alcohol, I don't drink tea, I don't drink energy drinks. And so I feel bad for drinking this because the chances are I'm probably not going to like it. And I love Gable Price and Friends. The music is incredible. Jungle in the City is one of my favorite songs of the summer. And now I'm about to try a coffee that is very, very warm, mind you.
You smell it,
and
though?
I'm afraid that I'm not even going to enjoy it. I just don't-
smell it.
Yeah, give it a smell.
Just spin it
smells
around
like
a little bit.
Not too much, just
It
spill.
smells like a jungle
It's got
a
some
city.
fruitiness to it.
in a city.
I'll tell you, I have the,
gosh, that's
the
really
tasting
hot.
notes
You
over
do.
here.
Let's see if we have them
That's
right.
really,
but I want to know,
hot.
I mean, do you want to taste it first and then I'll tell you what it's supposed to taste like?
I'm guessing there's like a cherry.
Y'all
and,
blow on this to
I'm
me.
thinking there's
It's
like
actually-
a cherry and a coffee in there.
It's
and
not-
or maybe orange.
Cherry and chocolate?
Cherry chocolate?
The last time we tried coffee for a food fight and y'all brought me in was Propaganda came out with this Terraform cold brew coffee. And I
hated that.
I hated it.
Well, it's canned coffee.
I don't know what the difference
Different.
is. What's
Just
the
different.
difference between canned coffee and this coffee?
And his was...
This I ground the beans 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you like
I
ground
brought the
beef.
grinder. Yeah.
I didn't know that was
yeah.
something
Missed
you
out
did
on
for
all that
coffee.
fun.
I
All that
didn't
fun.
know.
A nice coarse grind.
Guys, I
What do
still
you
haven't-
think is
Oh,
in this bag?
I'm blowing on it right now.
So I think my thoughts on this, or my at least flavor profile,
I still
was
haven't tried.
poisoned by what they said.
Poisoned?
Because now that I see what they said, it's supposed to taste like, I'm like, oh yeah, I get that. But I don't know if I would have thought it from smelling it at least before I knew what it was.
So you're telling me that this coffee's gonna poison me?
You know what? I'm
you
actually
tried it?
getting
I'm
I'm
trying it
actually
right
getting
now.
some nuttiness to it now.
nuttiness.
Yeah. The smell of it is fruity. The taste has a little bit of earthiness.
I haven't gotten it yet. It's really hot.
We can't do this all day, NayNay.
Okay.
Look, he's making a face. Like he's a toddler in a
You know
high
what? That's
chair.
pretty good.
It is good.
That's
It's-
good.
It's milder than
Yeah.
I was expecting,
tried
and
it.
I kind of like that.
I tried it.
What notes do you get, NayNay?
I get no notes. I have no
notes?
notes. I'm sure
absolutely
it's
perfect, no notes?
It's perfect coffee. It's perfect
Perfect in
coffee.
every way.
I did not like it at all, but I don't like coffee, so I'm a terrible example to use for this. I love Gable Price and Friends. It's incredible coffee.
Good enough. Good coffee, and Chris and I's eyes not good enough to win over a non-coffee drinker, though.
No, it's not.
Okay. Well, that's
It's
okay.
now, if you're wondering, the flavor profile: peaches, strawberry, and honey blossom. And I definitely the peach and the honey. I definitely get that after
Yeah.
tasting it. But then again, if I had not read that, would I have said those things? I'm not sure. And it's from Ethiopia, Ethiopian Guji.
Ooh.
Yeah, whatever that means.
Well
whatever
done,
that-
Gable Price.
I'll say. Cups up.
Cups up. Hey, I can do that. Cups up, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
Woo.
But not over the board.
Yeah, but not over the board.
All right. And I brought in one additional special treat.
Oh, don't you think you've done enough already, Chris?
Yeah, there's a local
Yeah, you've done enough.
local cookie place called Cheryl's Cookies, and they have a
Oh.
special cookie flavor
Okay, yeah.
for the summer.
Yes.
All
and
right.
it is. I am ready.
Any
I will
guesses?
eat a
Any
cookie.
guesses?
I will
Any
eat
guesses?
a cookie.
I'm
Is it coffee flavored cookie?
He's
any
so-
guesses.
No, he's
Please
been
don't
so
let
mis-
it be coffee flavored cookies, man.
He's
I'm just
been
gonna
so-
flip it upside down first.
Why does this look like someone put oregano on a cookie?
He's been so mischievous about this. I'm very
All right,
nervous about
open it up.
But I mean, it's Cheryl's.
Can I look? Okay, so I can't
I
even
don't think
look
they
at the flavor.
make. How bad could something they make actually?
I'm sure
be?
it's gonna be good. It's just gonna be weird.
Okay.
Well, we
It
ate
looks like there's
s'mores-
oregano
we
on
ate
the bottom
s'mores
of my
ramen
cookie.
earlier this week, so we're used to weird.
Can I bite it now?
Smell it.
Oh, no! That's a pickle flavored cookie.
Oh my gosh!
It's a delicious pear.
No, not delicious.
Cookies
nothing.
and pickles.
Don't do that.
Come on!
Don't do that.
I
to
haven't
me.
eaten anything
Pickle
today yet.
flavored
Come on!
cookie.
Look, it's got
Y'all
the
handed me-
dill right on there.
Y'all handed me
Oh, I can
coffee. Y'all know I don't drink coffee. Y'all handed me a pickle flavored cookie. What are we doing here, Cheryl? Cheryl, I don't know if you're still around or not, but whoever's in charge needs to
Here we
stop
go.
making these
Let's
types
go
of cookies.
in. Let's
They just
go in
need
on
to
this.
Stop. Oh my gosh, guys!
How is
what
it?
are y'all-
It's bad in such a weird way.
I'm gonna go with the
in
big
a way
bite.
of like almost
Big bite.
something about it works,
This is terrible.
but there's like a piece of pickle like That's what's killing it for
Guys,
me.
I'm so close. I'm so close to eating a trash can right now. It's not even funny. Like, this is disgusting.
You know what? That is not great.
Why are we making this stuff?
Hey, NayNay, question.
What?
Which is worse? The cookie or the coffee?
I'm gonna say the cookie was worse than the coffee.
Hey, if you drink some of this coffee now, it will clean out the flavor.
The coffee didn't taste bad. It just wasn't something I liked.
A chunk of pickle.
That tastes. That pickle
That's
just tastes
wrong.
straight
Cheryl,
nasty.
You didn't need that.
Cheryl, sweetheart, that is just not good.
Why are we subjecting ourselves to
Cheryl,
this?
Ask Chris. Ask Moneybags.
thought I'd do something different.
I appreciate.
I did something
Hey,
different.
NayNay, why don't you pick out the next food fight?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to Chick-fil-A then, guys. Let's do that. Let's go to Chick-fil-A and have some normal food. I want to eat some normal food for once.
You know,
The coffee's good.
Chick-fil-A has a lot of pickles too.
They do.
Hey, I'll have pickles on stuff that pickles is supposed to be on. I'll have a pickle on my Chick-fil-A sandwich. A pickle for a cookie? Oh my gosh. Ugh.
I don't think we can return them.
No, we definitely
We
can't
ate
return
half
them.
the box just now.
You know, one, they don't want them anyway.
That's right.
They wouldn't want
They're
them.
going to
What
be
were you
giving them away
thinking?
soon.
So hopefully they have better flavors. I should have just got some regular cookies.
You should have to cleanse our palate. Yes.
Actually, yes, you should
Sorry.
have.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
A man in China has gone viral in what some are calling a heartwarming story. He's 31 years old. His name is Lin Shu, and he's gone viral because every day he makes a just about 200-mile commute to work in about 3 hours. Why? Because he recently got married to his longtime girlfriend, and he wants to live with her and be able to spend time with her. And so he has moved in with her hours and hours away from his job. This is a choose your own adventure story to me. Many are seeing it, choosing their adventure to be. This is a heartwarming tale about the sacrifice this man is willing to make just so he can spend some time with his wife. Or you could interpret it the way I do, where it's actually a sad, depressing tale about how this guy loves his job so much that he refuses to quit and just start living with his wife because he would have about 6 extra hours every day to spend with her if he just worked somewhere near her. But I guess it's really up to you how you want to see this one. Good morning to Nikki. Hello, Nikki.
Hello, Hudson.
Nikki, I have some wild news to share with you to start your day so early on in the morning.
Good.
Nikki, have you ever gone swimming with dolphins?
No, I wanted to at like SeaWorld. They have like the Discovery Cove. But technically we've been in the ocean and
dolphins are also in the ocean.
So it's not a stretch to say they were around somewhere.
Technically, you were in the water with dolphins. I think that counts.
Yes,
which means I
like
also have
the
been
ones
swimming
where
in the ocean with dolphins.
Yeah, we all have been. The one where you could like hold on and they do the tricks around you. I've not done that.
Well, I always have been concerned about doing that. I don't know if it's an experience I ever want to have. And especially not after I see this story where in Japan, in the oceans around Japan, they are concerned that a dolphin has been attacking people for the last 2 years. They say that there's been about 50 dolphin attacks in this area in Japan in the last 2 years. And
dolphins attacking people,
Yes.
or like people attacking the dolphins in the water?
The dolphins unprovoked attacking people, as well as many other animals that are in the water there as well, but not. And they say dolphins are the only animals that do this, right? That attack for fun. They just kill things for no reason.
Dolphins are not as nice as we always think they are.
No.
They have been known to just attack any other like manatees and other dolphins. So like humans are no different. They will attack you.
Yeah. And so but the crazy thing is that there's been about 50 dolphin attacks in the last 2 years in this area. Some are blaming it all on one individual dolphin. And they not only know which dolphin it is.
For 50 years?
No, for 50 attacks in 2 years.
Oh, 50 attacks.
Yeah. But they're not only are they pinning this all on one individual Indo-Pacific bottlenose dolphin, they're saying they know why this dolphin is doing it.
He's obviously angry.
He is angry, and he's angry because he hasn't been able to find a female partner, and so he's getting frustrated. Don't say, "Oh, this is not." No, it's wrong. This is bad behavior. If a human was doing this, if I was out there, if I get divorced,
I know.
divorced, I can't go attacking people because I'm upset. It doesn't work like that.
I know, but like he can't do anything about it. There's no like dolphin dating app sometimes.
Yeah.
What if the little area brought in more dolphins, like a bachelorette dolphin bachelor sort of thing? And he was the guy and the dolphins came in.
I don't know if that's fair to the female dolphins to get to pair them with a guy like this.
That's true. I don't want someone with a bad reputation. He's a bad boy.
And then otherwise, if you don't tell them the reputation, then they're like feeling like the wool's pulled over their eyes because they're going to find out one day. They're going to read the news eventually. So I'm
surprised though, because I think in Japan, I know let's say this nicely. They do away with whales, okay. So I thought they also did away with dolphins. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a big negative. So I'm surprised if they had a dolphin that was still causing issues. He's still around.
That's a good point. Whether they are known for doing such things or not, if they know it's one dolphin, then why don't they just, take him out? He's got to go to at least put him in dolphin jail.
I think that is taking out.
Why?
I don't know where else. Like he can't obviously go to like a dolphin facility with other dolphins if he has problems. So I'm surprised
solitary confinement
he's just frustrated. Yeah, he's just, everybody's trying to find somebody.
Yeah.
So he just doesn't know what to do.
Maybe what do we tell a man if he was doing this? You got to focus your energy on something else. Yeah. You can't take it out on other people because that's not going to get you anywhere.
Well, I still think he's the bachelor. Was that the guy one or which is the guy one?
The guy, when it's the individual is
the bachelor.
The man is the bachelor, and then when it's a woman, she's the bachelorette.
So he's the next one.
We've done the golden bachelor. Now we do the dolphin bachelor.
It's the dolphin one, and you can have a whole show about it. And I'm sure actually he'd get more agitated. So it's probably better we leave him alone.
Scientists have invented a camera that takes pictures of your poop. I guess any picture or any camera could do that. But this is from a company called Throne. That literally the idea is it's a camera that attaches to your toilet. It's facing down, so don't worry. None of your actual body should be included in the pictures that it takes. But then anytime you go to the bathroom, it will automatically take a picture of what you've left behind before you flush. And then that gets sent off to doctors, or actually doctor-trained artificial intelligence, which analyzes the stool and provides insight into your daily digestive and hydration status. I just saw this headline, and I did want to talk about it, but I just also wanted to make producer Allie have to write up a bunch of stuff on it and make her read the entire article. Don't you have enough to be self-conscious about? Think about the anxiety that goes into going to the doctor, and then imagine adding that to every time you go to the bathroom. No, thank you. I'd rather be unhealthy. I'd rather die. There's a new trend in the world of plastic surgery, a trend that would probably make Dr. Seuss proud if he were still around to see it, I'd like to think. It is a trend of traveling to Turkey to get a Whoville nose job. If you can picture The Grinch That Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey version, picture the noses of particularly Cindy Lou Who. People are traveling to Turkey to get their noses physically altered to look very similar to that. It turns your nose into a bit of a slope upwards. Mm-hmm. And that's supposed to be the Whoville nose job. Some people are really loving this, saying that this is actually such a cute idea. I'm not so sure that I'm so into it.
So cute to just, surgically change your whole face.
Yeah. I guess I admire people that are just willing to go all out. Maybe admire is the wrong word. Respect, question. People that, if you're going to get plastic surgery anyways, why make it so that your nose looks more normal.
Yeah.
Why not just actually go all out and make it look whatever you want it to look like?
I mean, they have guts.
Yeah.
I will say that. When I look at the pictures, none of them, I'm not looking at it like alarmed as if it's, the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's a totally feasible nose that someone could have just genetically. But yeah, it seems kind of odd that you would want to, undergo surgery and recovery. I've heard that the recovery from nose surgery is a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So to undergo all of this just to have a nose from a Christmas movie seems a little odd.
I mean, I'm looking at some of the before and afters. It kind of looks better after. So I guess that's at least something. And I'd imagine this would be helpful for keeping your glasses on. If you were wearing glasses, it would make it less likely to slide right off, right? There's like a little stopper at the end of your nose. Yeah. It's like if you turned your nose into a ski jumping ramp.
That's such an apt description.
But also, because it turns your nostrils up, it does have kind of like a pig snout effect too.
That's what I was thinking. I'd always heard that like the upturned nose thing was like a pig nose, like as a mean bully thing. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't know if you really realize what you might be getting yourself into.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to just say that this is definitely not for me. I'm not going to travel to Turkey to get a Whoville nose job. And it's not just because I can't afford it. We were just talking about all these bald guys. Meanwhile, Allie and I are here with thriving heads of hair. Allie's hair is so long that and just thriving that she went ahead and changed your hair yesterday. Mm-hmm. Literally one day into you being on the show. We have all these pictures of you. Like to post on the website and stuff after we welcome you to the show. And then you're like, I need to change my hair the day after that.
Basically, what I told myself was, I was like, should I get a haircut or should I, change up like the color of my hair? And I decided to go with the changing up of the color of my hair. So I did a few highlights, but I don't think it's super drastic.
No, it's not. I said off the air that if you hadn't mentioned beforehand, like yesterday, if you hadn't said to me, I'm getting my hair changed today, which is exactly how you phrased it. You said, I'm getting my hair changed. I wouldn't have not noticed necessarily, but I wouldn't have felt confident enough that it was different.
Yeah.
To go, hey, what'd you do to your hair? Right. So, but how nervous were you going in thinking... your hair is important.
Yeah, it is. I wasn't nervous at all. Like, I kind of had an idea going in of what I wanted. And so I had some inspiration pictures that I showed the salon, hairstylist.
I always feel stupid doing that.
No, that's what you're supposed to do. They appreciate that.
Is.
And so I showed it to her and she was like, yeah, we can do that. And so she did it. It took a couple hours. Unfortunately, hair coloring takes a hot second. But yeah, I did that. And I think the best reaction I got was last night I went to a cardio drumming class that I go to. Mm-hmm. And some of my family run it, including my two cousins, and they bring their kids sometimes. Mm-hmm. And my little cousin, Max, he was like in the room that we were doing cardio drumming. And I walk over to them. And as I'm walking over, he looks over at me and just does the slow blink where he's like trying to figure out if there's something different. Yeah. He goes, wait a second, is your hair color different? And I was like, yeah, it's different.
That's all. There you go. Kids are so honest too.
It's true.
Yeah. I'm still thinking about the showing a picture. I just always feel like if I go in to my barber and show him a picture, he's just going to go, you think you can look like that? Not a chance. I'm a barber, not a miracle worker.
Oh.
Is what he would say. And we may finally have proof that Bigfoot, Sasquatch, the grass man, skunk ape exists. A Indiana man who has a game camera set up, like for hunting, right? That's what that's for?
Yeah.
He has captured footage of what certainly appears to possibly be Bigfoot. And have you watched the video?
I have.
Are you convinced?
I don't know if I'm convinced or not. I gotta be honest. Just because I feel like anytime I watch any of these videos or see any of these pictures, they just seem staged to me.
It's so looking at it, I don't know what else it could be. But also, as in like any other creature, any other animal, it could be somebody in a suit.
Because I mean, it's at like what, 3 a.m. based off of the timestamp on the video. So, is it, hunting season time? So maybe someone's just in a suit and they're walking.
Maybe a ghillie suit. It could be a ghillie suit.
Yeah. It's like deer season, right?
Maybe. I don't know. That's pretty early to be hunting, isn't it? I know you got to get up before the sun rises, but I don't know, 3 a.m. I didn't know that's what people are doing.
I know some people that do, believe me.
I really want it to be Bigfoot, though, don't you?
Right.
Every time
you want it to be.
You're never not going to show me one of these videos, and I'll be inclined to say, yes, that's Bigfoot. Because wouldn't it just, the world would be cooler if Bigfoot was real. We can't prove that he's not, but it would be more fun if we could prove that he was.
Yeah.
And I don't even know, like, what would it change? It's not like Bigfoot has been affecting us all this time. Mm-hmm. I guess based off of some movies we've seen with Bigfoot, it actually could expose us to our own depravity because we'd try to capture Bigfoot and run experiments on him. At least that's what all the movies tell me. That's what Harry and the Henderson says we'll do. And so I am nervous about that, if that ever was to come to pass. But other than that, I just want to live in a world where Bigfoot is real. I think, what would it hurt? And it would be fun.
It would be fun, but also, like one of my favorite movies, No Country for Old Men, sometimes life is better with ambiguity.
The mystery is more, you might be right. It just might be more fun to have a debate about Bigfoot being real, but to never really have an answer. Mm-hmm. I think you might be right about that. One of my friends over the weekend said something that I couldn't relate to the specific example she gave, but I could relate to the sentiment. What she said was, those times when you're like, you need to shower, but you're so comfortable doing like whatever else you're doing, you're binging Netflix or, whatever it is that you're doing around the house, that you're like, I don't want to get up and get in the shower. But then you get up when you finally do bring yourself to get in the shower. You're like, I don't want to get out because it feels so good.
It feels so good.
I never have that problem because I would always be in the shower if I could. Like, you don't need to convince me. I've never put off anything or never put off showering because there was something else I was doing that was more fun.
Yeah.
Showering is as good as it gets to me. But I get the idea of where you're focused on doing one thing or you're just comfortable doing one thing. And so it prevents you, like just the idea, like kind of your laziness or your comfort that you're in at the moment prevents you from doing something that might be even better. Mm-hmm. You're missing out. Maybe for a lot of people, it's just like, it's not the shower, but it's like, well, I'm so comfortable watching movies here at home. Why would I go out and see my friends or, something like that? But it can take on more serious permutations than that too. And I think that's what I can relate to of you're comfortable living life the way you are, doing things the way you are. You feel like, I don't know if I really want to change things up because I'm kind of like okay with how they are now. But that mindset prevents you from experiencing things that could be even better. Many of us maybe are doing that with God where you think, well, things are going okay now. Like, I don't know if I want to shake things up. I don't know if I really want to go through all of that. But if you actually do, if you get up off the couch and do things, proverbially, and do things a little differently, have a relationship with Jesus, you'll find that you are missing out on something much better this entire time because you were comfortable with the way things were before. Mm-hmm. God wants to present you with that feeling of getting in the shower and realizing like, oh, why did I put this off? It feels so good to be in here. God wants to give that to you, mm-hmm. a whole new way to look at life and realize that the stuff you were doing before was not nearly as important and not nearly as exhilarating as what you could be doing in the future with Jesus. If you want to experience that, start talking to him, get up off the couch and say, hey, Jesus, I'm looking for things to change. I'm ready to shake things up. And he'll do it with you. You want to know more? RadioU.com/free gift. I don't think you were around yet for this, but earlier this year on the Hudson Show, we discussed how one of the biggest French fry manufacturers in the United States, closing down one of its plants where they make fries. and claimed that demand for fries has gone down in the United States, which explained why they were closing one of their plants. It seemed so believable at the time. Now it turns out that may have all been a part of a ruse, of a cover-up, because now not only that fry manufacturer, Lamb Weston, but the other Mount Rushmore of fry manufacturers, McCain Foods, Cavendish Farms, and J.R. Simplot, are being accused. They're literally being they're the subject of a class action lawsuit where they are accused of conspiring to artificially raise the price of frozen French fries, hash browns, and tater tots across the United States.
Ooh.
What's worse than a monopoly? A quadopoly where all 4 members are in cahoots.
They're all working together.
Yeah, they're all in bed together, working hand in hand to bilk us Americans out of money simply because we love fries.
Yeah, this is also, it gets worse though. Not only is it the 4 big companies, as we said, the Mount Rushmore of potato companies, but also it's the National Potato Promotion Board that's a part of these class action lawsuits. There's 2 that were filed in U.S. District Court this week. So big potatoes really coming for us. Literally,
the National Potato Promotion Board is like they're what brought this all together, I'm sure. Like
they're the mastermind.
That's where the meetings happened, and all these agreements. You always do wonder how, who was the one to bring this up? Which of the 4, or who was maybe you imagine if it was like the movies, it's some lower level guy, but he has like this strategy, this cockamamie scheme where he's like, I can get ahead. All I need to do, if I can just convince, somebody to listen to me, that we can raise the price of potatoes if we all just work together. And eventually, kind of like a way like the Penguin on Max. Like, he's just this guy's scheming, works his way up, and eventually he's the head of the National Potato Promotion Board, and he's turned all of these potato farmer and producer companies all have bent to his will. And now he's the one that's cashing the checks.
You know what? I think I know what this guy looks like. He looks like the character from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia that's like, he's got the crazy board behind him with all the yarn and the string together. And he's just like, listen, let me tell you.
He seemed crazy at the time, but now who's the crazy one? Well, now it sounds like he's going to get brought down. I don't know. I'm sure the National Potato Promotion Board has pretty good lawyers.
Yeah.
So you don't get to this kind of high level crime. Potato crime without having really good lawyers to defend yourself.
I guess not.
And if they need to pay off the judges too, I wouldn't put it past the National Potato Promotion Board. So.
I was nodding along, but I didn't fully understand what you were saying.
I would have put it past them. Some shady judges could get, might be getting something under the table. We don't know.
Like, why is the judge eating French fries back there?
We're cutting you off unless. It's just a lifetime supply, unless all the potatoes you can imagine, unless you rule us guilty and make us have to pay the American people back for what we've taken from them. Now,
big potato, man, they're out for no good.
It's going to make it really hard for me to enjoy my hash browns tomorrow morning. One of the things here on the Hudson Show that we consider sacred is vacation. Mm-hmm. You do not mess with another person's vacation, and when you take a vacation, you enjoy it. There's just not many better things, not many more important things in life. That said, I am torn on this new research that has been done by Cassie Holmes. She is a happiness researcher trying to find the ways to make people the happiest they can be. She claims to be the happiest you can be, you need to treat your weekend like a vacation. Every single weekend, you need to have a vacation mindset. She says that typically people have a routine they get into on their weekends.
Yeah.
But that's different than on vacation, where you definitely have a different mindset on vacation than you do on your weekend routine for many people. And so the way she proved this is on a Friday, she told 400 workers.
Some of the group of 400.
Part of them, she told them go home and treat your weekend like a vacation. The other ones, go home and treat your weekend like you would any other weekend. When they returned, all the workers returned on Monday, the ones that treated it like a vacation reported more satisfaction and positivity.
Well, duh. Obviously, if you're going to be in vacation mode over the weekend, you're going to be happier.
So you don't buy this idea?
Well, first of all, I think it's incredibly unrealistic to be like, hey, treat your weekend like a vacation, because there are some weekends where you have to run errands and you have to do things like go shopping, get gas in the car, different things like that. So I think it's a little unrealistic to expect everybody to be able to treat their weekend like a vacation.
I think it is unrealistic, and I was thinking this too. Like, one of the things that makes vacation fun is you eat out more, you spend more money and do more fun things than you would do. I mean, I like to relax on vacation too, but I like to be able to have stuff to do. So if I treat every weekend like a vacation, I'm going to spend all the money that I could spend on vacations on weekends and then some. And so I'm going to run out of money even faster than I do already. So I don't know if I can realistically do that. I think you got to have a mix. I think some weekends are for getting stuff done that isn't work, but like is home stuff. And some weekends are for relaxing, and some are for the fun, go get 'em vacation kind of mindset. And you just got to have a mix of all three.
Yeah, I agree completely, because a couple weekends ago I was really tired, and I ended up just like staying home and chilling. And I know we talked last week about like what's your perfect night in. I did one of those perfect nights, on Saturday night. So that is something where I feel like you kind of just have to suss it out for yourself to see if you do need to have more of a vacation-like weekend. But I just think to expect everybody to be able to do this all the time, it's just, you can't. There's a way.
I think the Monday after you treat your first weekend like a vacation, you're going to feel good on that Monday.
Yeah, on that first one.
You permanently, that thought process, yes, you're not going to be as happy and have such positivity and satisfaction if you run out of money because you're spending it on your weekends. You're also, if you're having to cram all of your other like errands and chores and everything into your work week, and so you can leave the weekend for vacation mode, you're also going to be even more unhappy Monday through Friday when you're like, I have to go home and I have to do all this stuff when I get back after I worked all day. Trust me, that is not a good mindset to have either. So in moderation.
Yes.
The Hudson hotline is open.
877-2-RADIO-U.
We are asking people, what is a product that you will only buy one certain brand of that product? You can chime in with your thoughts. We have a lot of people getting in with some that I understand, some wild things people say. I'll start with Max, because this is one I predicted in my mind, because I know there's people here at Radio U that think the same thing, and that is Heinz ketchup. I don't understand that. I would love NayNay here. Chris, we call him Moneybags, the engineer here. They are fiercely loyal to Heinz. Other ketchup doesn't exist. I want to get a lineup, a blind taste test with them and have them try Hunt's and Red Gold and the store brand and see if they can actually tell which one is Heinz.
And that is a great idea. I fully support us doing that.
I feel like I'm almost in the minority, but to me, ketchup is ketchup.
I think I tend to agree with that. As far as I don't usually eat ketchup that often, so I don't have a super big preference, but I can definitely see the appeal of Heinz ketchup, so I'm not like a total disagreement with Max.
I mean, it's a good brand.
Yeah.
It's just other ketchup is also fine. We go from that, a very widely known one, to William, who says Ticonderoga pencils.
Oh!
He's got a very specific preference for his pencils. There's only one kind of pencil for William.
I wasn't expecting that answer.
Ticonderoga.
Okay.
D says only Dr. Pepper, and she also has a preference on ketchup, but it's got to be Whataburger ketchup.
Yeah, D's from Texas.
Yeah, those are both very Texas things, so that makes sense. Speaking of soda, Kathy says only Diet Coke when it comes to diet soda. I understand that, because I don't understand the people that are so either Coke or Pepsi.
Coke or Pepsi.
They're not that different. But I do understand diet because they're all like using a different sweetener.
Yeah.
And so Diet Coke and store brand Diet Coke and Diet Pepsi, those all do actually taste different to me.
Yeah.
I can taste the difference.
Diet Coke is certainly the best.
Melanie and Todd both say Jif peanut butter. I also, for peanut butter, I can taste the difference, but unlike ketchup, I don't think I could tell. You give me a blind taste test.
Yeah.
I think I might be able to tell Jif versus Peter Pan versus Skippy versus whatever. But I also think that it's peanut butter is good. Either way, however you give it to me, I think I like it.
I think the most peanut butter I eat is of the Reese's variety.
Stacy says her husband will only drink Kroger brand chocolate milk.
Oh.
Which is interesting.
That is very interesting.
And it sounds like he drinks a lot of it.
Yeah.
And then Chad says he is loyal to Cremo Shave Cream. He knows it's a little more pricey, but it lasts and causes me less cuts than Barbasol ever did.
Okay. I feel like that's a good one. Also kind of one where it's like a little more out of left field, it's very specific to one person.
But I was thinking, I'm surprised more people aren't saying like some kind of personal care products, because for me, the first thing I eventually got to, and I'm not really that brand loyal to anything, but it's Old Spice deodorant.
Okay.
And it's not because I think it's way better than all the other brands, but for the price, anything cheaper than Old Spice, usually I don't like. And anything more expensive, I don't want to pay more.
Yeah.
So Old Spice it is, and it smells good, and I've never had any issues. So Old Spice deodorant is probably my answer. That, and again, it's not like I would never try anything else, but everybody has a preference for hot sauce, and mine is Tabasco.
Okay. Yeah. Tabasco's a classic.
It's not like I would never use Cholula, for example, or Frank's Red Hot, but I would never buy those over Tabasco.
Yeah. Mike just came in with another classic here, Kraft mac and cheese. That for sure. I know the whole classic line of like, we want the one in the blue box, So as a kid growing up, that was always, you had to go with Kraft. For me now, though, I do venture out. I do like Bob Evans mac and cheese.
Oh,
that's the one I go for.
Yeah.
But for brand loyalty, for me, it is the self-care products, shampoo and conditioner. Always have to go for Pantene. And it's like the sleek variety because I just like the one. I like the way that one works.
Yeah, you got to find what works for your hair.
Exactly. And also, in line with what Stacy said, I love chocolate milk, and I always have to get Hershey's chocolate syrup to make chocolate milk. I can't do the Kroger brand or generic brand chocolate syrup. It just doesn't taste right. The chocolate milk doesn't taste the same, in my opinion. So I always have to go with the Hershey's chocolate syrup.
Quickly, how do you feel about powder?
Oh, I did powder all the time. Growing up in Zambia, that was all that was available.
Yeah, I prefer the powder. I think I'm in the minority.
I loved the powder growing up. I just can't get the same taste of what I got in Zambia. So to me, it tastes weird here with the powder.
When I was a kid making chocolate milk with Nesquik powder, you could stand up a spoon in that thing.
Oh, yeah.
So much powder.
I know what you're talking about.
It was all powder and a little milk. Now, as we head into the holiday season, there is a new travel trend taking off. It's called flying naked. Flying naked, you might be wondering, how is that even legal? What kind of airlines allow you to fly naked? Actually, all of them. Every single one. Not only do they allow it, in some ways, some could argue they encourage it. Because what flying naked actually means is not taking your clothes off and flying in your birthday suit. Instead, it means flying with no luggage whatsoever. This is a term, actually, we have to credit Thrillist with coining the term flying naked, but it's the idea of going with absolutely no bags, nothing at all, and just arriving at your destination and figuring it out from there.
Yeah, this seems like something I would not want to try. Not because I don't think it would be fun to just, not have to worry about, checking in any bags or picking
the fees.
Right, fees or picking them up at the, little spinny thing once you land.
The baggage claim, some call it.
Yes.
Some call it a spinny thing.
So, that part of it does seem nice. You could be a little stress-free from that. But I do feel like it would be stressful to show up to, I don't know, your vacation without any luggage.
It depends on, I think, where you're going, how long you're going to be there. One of the people that posted on TikTok about doing this, they're going back to their parents. And so they said, I'll just wear all my old clothes from high school while I'm there. And that should be fine. And, you know, you go on a short enough trip. You go to a hotel, they've got like your toiletries, most of the toiletries that you may need, and some of the other stuff you can just buy there and leave it behind, and it still may be cheaper than paying to bring a bag. And so I'm definitely team like minimal luggage anyways. I always try to only carry on and not attempt to only carry on and not have checked bags.
Yeah.
Ideally, obviously, for some trips, that's just not exactly going to work.
Right.
But now airlines are charging you so much just to have carry-ons too that it's like, well, what's the next thing you got to do? You gotta fly naked.
That's the only option here. Yeah. No. I mean, it's so funny to me that this is a trend, but also I think it's crazy because one of the people that posted about this is a TikToker who is a mom that has several kids.
Yeah.
And said she did this. And I'm like, how?
Yeah.
How is that possible? You know, if your kids need entertainment, they need things to do.
Your kid is basically a carry-on themselves.
Right.
So that is, that is actually crazy. I don't know how you can go about doing that, but I think it's something to aspire to. If you can make a trip work by flying naked, so to speak, I think go for it.
I think it's something to aspire to for a very limited segment of the population that can actually make something like this work.
I see it as a challenge and challenge accepted. The next time I go on a trip, we'll see. And it's tough. I especially like this coming up at Christmas time because I've run into problems where you travel at Christmas time and you bring a few gifts with you and like you have your luggage and then you get the gifts at Christmas and you're like, oh shoot, how am I supposed to get
How am I getting this bag?
Yeah, it's going to be more expensive. I'm going to have to add on bags and stuff at the gate or whatever onto my ticket. It's going to be so expensive. I'd rather just not have the presents.
Just not have anything.
Don't give me things.
So I guess this is the new, because, you know, the trend we saw earlier in the year was what? Raw dogging it?
Yeah.
Where you'd go on a plane without any entertainment and don't use your phone, don't watch anything, don't read anything. And people said that was terrible. This seems just as bad.
Oh, I think this is much better. I embrace this 100%. Fly naked. Go for it. Thanks for listening to The Hudson Show. Please don't forget to rate and review the podcast.